now about 10 seconds. So there's probably a chance that people can hear us now.
Okay.
And I'm now talking to you midway through a sentence at the start of the stream.
Cool.
Hi, Dave.
Let's go with this.
Yeah.
It's your boys. We're back.
Maybe. Possibly.
Retro Corner 64, your chronological series of N64 games released in English-speaking territories.
We've taken a mild sabbatical.
Indeed, yes.
We've not
taken
been
a few
doing
weeks off.
shows.
Problem was, we did about 10 in a row quite some time ago and went, we'll never run out of backlog shows. And then we did.
Yeah.
Around a time where we were both a bit too busy and lazy to get together, because we usually just do a batch of these. So we're back. That's Mark Robinson that was talking there a second ago. I'm Dave Ryan from Link to the Cast. We're looking at Blast Corps, our second Rareware game for the N64, after the decidedly awful experience that was Killer Instinct Gold.
I get the feeling that was a combination of the ROM itself and just my Mac at the time chugging. Potentially, maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see how today goes.
Yeah, well, this looks good so far, but again, it is only the...
I guess we'll find out.
Indeed.
You ain't going to find a controller pack, my friend.
I got your controller pack right here. So, Mark, any familiarity with Blast Corps?
I remember playing it when I was younger. I don't remember a lot about it, but, you know, the general concept is there is a big kind of lorry that has some sort of nuclear warhead on it, and you need to clear a path for everything in its way, and you're given a bunch of different vehicles to work with, and so depending on the vehicle you have determines how you go approach clearing the area, basically.
Yeah.
And some vehicles are more fun than others.
Was this a game did you own it at the time? Did you play it at the time?
I think I played it around a friend's house. There's a few games. Oh, here we go. No.
Bolt.
I'm a baller. There we go.
This was one of those games where it was one of the ones I think featured on the back of the N64 box when I bought it, and it was the first time I remember going into a shop, whether it be a game or wherever else might have sold N64 games when I was growing up, and noticed that there were very few copies of like Mario 64 you could find in a shop. There was always a lot of Blast Corps.
Yeah.
And the little I had seen of it, again, probably in a friend's house, because I have seen this game in motion.
Look at Planet Earth, by the way. I mean, I guess
it's more
Earth, but
than Earth.
But
URF Earth.
Yeah, I don't know what part. Maybe it's the Mediterranean. I don't know. I can't move around at all, so I guess we'll just.
Yeah, must be like the first level, and you can't. So I was always decidedly meh on this game. Didn't think it was up to much. Maybe from the style of game I was playing at the time, this didn't really kind of appeal to me. I don't know, just for whatever reason, it never quite caught on for me.
I mean, it's very much like in today's. Oh, all right. Like it feels very much like a kind of tech demo by today's standards, like something you might see. All right. That you might see on like a game jam or something.
Yeah.
You know. But like just kind of driving around destroying stuff is fun to do.
Yeah.
And like I can tell you right now, there's no lorry or anything of this kind of nature like a JVC that moves around with such kind of sliding.
It's very reminiscent of is, you know, those parts in Destroy All Humans where you're just destroying stuff around the place? Like, obviously with a bulldozer as opposed to a flying saucer. But it's reminiscent. Would you like to hear a couple of facts about this game? Well, firstly, like, what would your impression be of the kind of, whether this was a beloved game or a good game at the time or not? Do you remember anything about whether people were hot on it or not?
I feel like this game had a relatively positive reception. Oh, what's this box here? But they won't be stable for long. I don't even want to know. Yeah, I feel like this had a relatively positive reception. Clear the level, drove straight into the extra thing I'm meant to be clear, keeping a clear path
Good
for.
man.
Well done, Mark. I guess I'll try that again. Yeah, and I feel like it had a relatively positive reception. I'd say, you know, in today's gaming environment, a solid 7 out of 10.
Well, would it shock you then in that case to learn that, according to Metacritic ratings, this was the second highest rated N64 game of 1997?
Well, I mean, this is the debut year of...
No, 1996 was the debut year.
I feel like we haven't done as many games as we actually have done at this point, surely, maybe.
But there's like a lot of, if I were to look back at the chronological list here, there's an awful lot of, shit, hold on for doing there.
But of 97, like, so that's the year of, what, like, GoldenEye and, Jesus, what else came out in 97?
Star Fox, Diddy Kong Racing.
Yeah, that seems a bit inaccurate.
Yeah, but apparently it is, and reviewers of Rare's 2015 Rare Replay Retrospective...
Look at that walking animation, by the way.
Noticed Blast Core as a standout title on that collection. I think there's some bangers on that collection.
Yeah.
Also, do you know what video game inspired this?
No.
1994's Donkey Kong for the Game Boy.
Donkey Kong for the Game Boy.
Yeah.
Okay. See, now this is one of the cool things about the game is the fact that you're given different ways to destroy environments, and I think that's it's a very kind of unique thing that it gives you a core mechanic and then differentiates the way to use that mechanic, and I do think the game does that very well. Now, I don't know how the camera's going to hold up.
Because, do you know what else is quite unique? You talk about, like, having different kind of modes for destroying buildings and stuff. Do you know what else is quite unusual? Not, like, it's the only one, but it certainly, early on in the N64, because, you know, early in a console generation, there's kind of a feeling of almost, for developers, that they're beholden to try and make use of what's the USP of a console. It's interesting to me that one of the key features of the N64 that it had over, say, the PS1 was the fact that straight out of the box you could plug in 4 controllers. No need for a multi-tap peripheral or anything like that. So you'll find a lot of games in the early N64, it feels to me personally anyway, like just a bare bones multiplayer is just kind of shoehorned in because you can do it. And sometimes I think there have been a couple of games so far even that we've played that if you read up on them, if they really weren't suited to having more than 3 players because they'd have a conniption.
Yeah. I mean, this is definitely not one of them.
No, because it doesn't have a multiplayer mode. Like, that doesn't mean it kind of bucks the trend. I know, say, for example, Mario 64 obviously is a single player game. But it was still kind of... you'll see, if you take note of us going through these games, that a lot of them just feel like they have multiplayer in for no real good reason at all.
Okay, this is a bit weird. But yeah, it kind of also, like, there are a bunch of levels in this that feel more like just, like, mini games or party games.
Yeah. This is more like, to me, this is less of a kind of, because it's single player, I don't think it's single player in the classic way that we think of it now, where it's like one player plays. I think this is a cool kind of pass the controller off to someone to see if you can do a better score.
Sure,
kind of.
yeah.
That kind of multiplayer, but not quite multiplayer sort of thing. How does it feel to play?
It feels fine. Like, the first level, the vehicle was kind of sliding around the place, but in a kind of fun way.
Yeah. Well, that particular mechanic, according to the development section of its Wikipedia page, was inspired by the drifting go-karts in Mario Kart.
Oh, fair enough.
So I suppose that is kind of, if you think about
No, I want to get out of the car.
say battle mode, where you're not actually following a strict path, the kind of cars do zip along like that. Also, according to Rare founder Chris Stamper, his raison d'etre for this game, his kind of pitch to Rare that they should make this game, and I quote, "If you knock buildings down, it will be fun."
He's not wrong. He is not wrong. This one controls a bit wonky.
This game was originally, on its release in Japan, it went by a different name. Do you know what that name was? I think it's a much better name, to be honest. Because it's a much more, this is what it is, no frills.
Explode buildings a lot.
Blastozer.
Blastozer, that's... sure.
That's a very Japanese kind of...
There's a literal translation in there, probably.
It got 90% Metacritic rating.
What? That's kind of mental.
All Game gave it 4 stars. CVG 4 out of 5. EGM 35 out of 40. And IGN 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I don't think that this is a game that would get that kind of score. I'd be interested to see,
this is a kind of, like, this would be an absent-minded Flash game now.
Yeah.
You know?
I'd be curious to see if there's any articles that have done some kind of real, like, post-op analysis, kind of look at it. Why can I not? Why can I not? What is going on here? R button, work for me, please. Why is my R button not working? Huh.
Safe to say, when you play with ROMs, sometimes technical difficulties occur.
Ah! No! Damn. That was weird.
There's very little room for error in this.
It's either you survive or nuclear explosion. Now I'm curious, was that... No, see, it's working now. Oh, weird.
Peer Schneider from IGN said at the time that he found it unpretentious in comparison to video game trends of photorealistic rendering and cartoonish art. He likened the slick vehicle animations and metallic elements to Micro Machines and Rare's RC Pro-Am.
Yeah, I can see that. Is there a new Micro Machines on the way?
Yeah, there is, yeah. But felt that Blast Core's
I
explosions...
see what I've done wrong here. I was using too many of my the hydraulics, if you will.
Where was it? Oh, sorry, but he felt Blast Core's explosions were not as robust as those in the next game we'll be doing on this series, Turok Dinosaur Hunter. Schneider praised the game's texture maps, which made the night scenes and houses look realistic and the canyons breathtaking. He also liked the detail in the vehicle's skid marks and gradual building disintegration. He wrote that the game's 3D programming was errorless, and particularly pleased about the game's lack of fog, which is true.
True, yeah.
Usually used to cover developer limitations. Yeah, I suppose this is one of those things that, because it is not 1997 now, and because we didn't play this at the time, it's harder for us to understand how this was a 9 out of 10 back then.
No, I think even if you really liked the game back then, you'd look at it now and still kind of, like, if you're putting it into comparison, it's all about perspective, let's be fair. You know?
That's what I mean, like, yeah, because we're sort of... Because we didn't know the things we know now, or even know the things that were coming later in 1997, we might have been a lot warmer on this game when it came out initially.
I still think this is a very good game, you know? I don't think it's a 9 out of 10 by any means, but... I think
you said strong 7.
Yeah, but what I think this game is trying to do, I think it does it very well.
Yeah.
Is that... And I'm now a BC.
Damn right.
I'm a bastard champion.
The ball crew.
Train crusher. And we're off to the Jimmy Havoc district, apparently.
How long are we in here? Sorry.
I think we're about... okay. So this is the RC car. So if I'm correct...
This is the RC Pro-Am section.
This is... If I'm correct, the idea with this is you need to kind of jump off onto buildings from a high distance.
Ooh, cool.
And you can use like the underside of it to blow shit up. Or I can just get in the big fuck off mech Gundam suit and do it this way.
I'll tell you what, if those things were real, I would definitely have gotten into the demolition industry. I want to do an ass bump and knock a building down.
It's like Mario's butt stomp, but taken like to the next level.
Like, hey guys, what if we had a butt stomp but by a transformer?
Yeah. I'm gonna go on a wild guess here and say you're not going to be attending the next Transformers film, well, the last
night.
The last night.
Yeah, because apparently it doesn't even seem bad enough this time to make fun of.
God, that's just painful.
Yeah, like I'll go to films if either they're good or they're so bad I can make fun of them. Hence why myself and Jack were trying to make plans to go see that Baywatch movie. Although apparently Jack's review of that, he watched it yesterday, and apparently it isn't bad enough to make fun of. It's just like it's like what they tried to do with 21 Jump Street, except they're trying way harder and they're much less self-aware.
Yeah.
I think Mark Kermode said at the time is like your real problem with that the conceit of making a Baywatch movie is that with 21 Jump Street, people took 21 Jump Street, the TV show, quite seriously. But they were involved in the storylines and what was going on in 21 Jump Street. The problem with Baywatch is that literally no one ever took it seriously. I think Movie Bob said as well, is like literally the only purpose of that was for guys to look at boobs on afternoon TV in the States, because the internet wasn't that quick at the time.
Yeah. That was a hell of a way to spend a Saturday afternoon, Baywatching Gladiators.
Catchphrase on as well.
Well, I mean, you know, that wasn't exactly the titillation I was looking for.
No, I loved a bit of catchphrase.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Fucking Roy Walker, man.
Yeah.
Mr. Chips.
He must be dead now.
Damn right. I don't think he is.
Really?
Yeah.
Good on him.
I'll look him up. This is a hell of a way to end this stream, is looking up to see if Roy Walker's still alive.
I mean, he must be fucking ancient.
There's two options with kind of people of that generation who are TV presenters. Either dead or U-Tree.
At least we know where the film title came from. Huh?
Hey, let the sky fall. Yeah, he's still alive.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Wait, he must be like 70, 80.
I'll have a look here. He's 76 years old.
Wow.
His genre is observational comedy.
What?
Yeah.
Was he Irish?
Northern Irish.
Yeah, I thought so.
Let's see when the last TV appearance he had was. So the last thing he did on TV was that he hosted the 2012 Big Comedy Gala.
The 2012 Big Comedy Gala?
Yeah.
That's impressive, because that's, you know, a few years away.
What? It was 5 years ago.
Oh, I was thinking 20... Oh, ignore me.
Well done, man.
Oh, boy. Sometimes they say things and just... Oh, Backlash now. Wow. Alright, I made this the last one. Oh, I think this is one where I can slide around. Oh, this will be fun. If I can do it good. There we go. Hey! Boy, when you don't do it good, you look a bit shit.
Whoa! The art on your dump truck is kind of glitching out there.
Oh, yeah.
Again, I would almost certainly say that's down to the ROM more than anything else.
It's gonna spin around in a circle. Whee!
Got my bulldozer out, gotta do sick fucking donuts.
I mean, something doesn't seem particularly realistic about the way this car is moving.
Now, but you know what? I'm having it all the same.
This is my kind of ballerina.
What a way to end. Roy Walker and donuts and a bulldozer. They brought back catchphrase, didn't they?
They did with some fucking
Oh, was it Stephen Mulhern?
Is it? Oh, I don't know.
I want to say it was Stephen Mulhern. He's kind of like ITV's guy that they get in for stuff.
Who is it? They spoke about someone on the BBC that was like made by the BBC machine and spat out. Who is it? I can't remember.
You're just trying to impress me.
Anyway, yeah, last call. It's good.
He Jesus Christ.
Is he dead?
He hosted the show between 1986 and 2004.
Fucking hell.
The show went on nearly 20 years.
Okay, well, while you look up catchphrase trivia, I'm going to end this show.
Yeah, do that.
Thank you very much for watching. This is Blast Core.
Yeah, Stephen Mulhern.
Retro Corner 64. Yeah, this is a fairly enjoyable game, you know. I probably wouldn't play it to completion, but it's alright. Yeah.
Not 9 out of 10.
No. I am Mark Robinson. Follow me at Lifting Project. Here's Dave Ryan. Follow me at Dave Ryan IV. This has been Linked to the Cast. We'll see you again next time.
For Turok.